Hi guys, it's Miss Megbury here. Today I'm going to be looking at completing the square, which is a grade 9 topic. Please remember to subscribe to my channel if you feel that it's benefiting you. Please hit the like button and the bell notification so that you'll be notified whenever I release a new video. Completing the square is a grade 9 topic. I'm going to be looking at the Corbett Maths website. I'm going to be using the resources from there. As ever, I'm going to be breaking it down, starting with the equation and then completing the square. And then I'm going to get you to try and find the turning point as well after you've completed the square. This falls under the quadratic equation, quadratic graphs umbrella. It's really important because it interlinks to so many different topics under quadratic equations and quadratic graphs. If you get stuck, just pause the video and just rewind back again. I will give you lots of opportunity to try some of the questions yourself by pausing the video and having a go and then pressing play to make sure that you are on the right track. So you can totally do this and I believe in you. With that said, let's get to it. So this question says, write x squared plus 8x plus c in the form of x plus a squared plus b, where a and b are constants. So we're looking at the second term in the expression, 8x. We want to divide 8 by 2 to get the 4, and that will give us our bracket, x plus 4 squared. 4 squared is 16, so take away 16 and then bring down the plus 6. Minus 16 plus 6 is minus 10. Then simplify that. X plus 4 squared minus 10 is your completed square. So the value for A is 4 and the value for B is minus 10. If you wanted to do this extra step, it's not part of the question, find the turning point. So from your x plus 4 squared, take away 10. The bracket needs to be 0, so x must be minus 4 for that to be 0. And then bring down the minus 10, so it's minus 4 minus 10 would be the turning point. Second question, write x squared plus 12x take away 1 in the form of x plus a squared plus b, where a and b are constants. So we're looking at the second term, the x term of 12. You're going to divide that by 2 to get 6. That's going to form your first bracket, x plus 6 squared. 6 squared is 36. So take away 6 squared, take away 36, bring down minus 1. Then next step would be to simplify. Minus 36 minus 1, which is minus 37. You need to find the turning point, although it doesn't ask you to do that in the question. If you wanted to find the turning point, then that would be minus 6 minus 37. Remember, the bracket needs to sum to 0, so for that to sum to 0, x must be minus 6. Next question, remember you can pause the video whenever you want to and have a go yourself and then continue to press play to check if you've got the right answer. X squared minus 6x minus 3 is identical to x minus a squared minus b, where a and b are constants. You may have already come across this identity symbol. Instead of the equal sign, you've got an extra line under the equal sign, which means that the left side must always be the same as the right hand side. Find the values of a and b. So first you're going to do the completed square. Look at minus 6x, which is the second term, and you're going to divide that by 2 to give you your bracket form, x minus 3. X minus 3 squared. Minus 3 squared is 9, which you don't want, so you're going to take away 9 and then bring down the minus 3. Then the next step would be to simplify. Minus 9 minus 3, which is minus 12. So your completed square is x minus 3 squared minus 12. Then if you wanted to find the turning point for your bracket to be 0, x must be 3 and y is minus 12. So the value for a is minus 3 and b is minus 12 as per the completed square, but the turning point is 3 minus 12. Hence solve x squared minus 6x minus 3 equals 0. So we've just completed the square for that question. Now you're going to solve it. So from our completed square, make it equal to 0 and then begin to solve. You want to get rid of the minus 12 by adding 12, and then you want to get rid of the squared form by square rooting both sides. Remember, because it's a quadratic bracket, you're going to have two solutions. So you're going to have plus root 12 and minus root 12. and then I've got x minus 3 on the left hand side. I need to get rid of the minus 3, so I need to add 3 to both sides. So x is plus or minus root 12 plus 3. Final question, which looks a bit different to what we've been doing. 3x squared plus 18x take away 1 in the form of a bracket x plus b squared plus c. What you notice here is that we've got a 3 in front of the x squared. To get rid of that 3, I need to divide everything by 3. So divide everything by 3. I'm going to have 3 outside the bracket, x squared plus 6x minus a third. So I've kept that in fraction form because it's a lot easier to complete the square in fractions than in decimals. You can see where your numbers are going, certainly. So we're going to look at the term inside the bracket, x squared plus 6x minus a third. We're looking at the 6x. We're going to divide the 6 by 2 to get our bracket form of x plus 3 squared. 3 squared is 9, which you don't want. You're going to take away 9, bring down the minus a third. I also want to change the minus 9 to something divided by 3. So something divided by 3 equals 9. It's 27. So I've changed the minus 9 to minus 27 over 3, because it's much easier to take away a third from minus 27 thirds than to take away a third from minus 9 if you're not good with subtracting fractions. So minus 27 take away a third is minus 28 over a third, and then everything else is the same. So I'm looking at x plus 3 squared minus 28 over a third as my complete square with the 3 outside the bracket. We divided everything by 3, and then if you wanted to find the turning point, it would be minus 3 minus 28 over 3.